here. The key question with Larry Bird, they were in a hard cap in the NBA. And when you look at this and bringing it back home, Adam Silver, Asia Wilson, Angel Reese, Breanna Stewart, who are the superstars of the WNBA, but especially for Caitlin because she has such brand marketing deals, probably averaging $30 to $50 million a year. The Bird rights gives a team an opportunity to re-sign its best player and not be restricted by the cap.
Larry Bird, the three-time NBA champion, Hall of Famer, and guy who turned trash talk into an art form, never speaks unless he means it. Art form and whose cold gaze used to quiet stadiums. In a time of non-stop criticism, Bird has all but vanished. A living legend who hardly ever speaks in public, let alone reveals his face. But in one incredible moment, everything changed. Because Larry Bird approached Caitlin Clark on live air 2 minutes ago, took the microphone straight out of her hand, and said a statement that rocked the sports world. And Caitlin Clark's response? Before we continue, a small favor. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you enjoy the content. It may surprise you to learn that almost 83% of viewers have not yet subscribed. It only takes a second and is free. However, it is really important to us. Have you already subscribed? Fantastic. I sincerely appreciate your help. Let's return to the video.
And put an understanding out, because with Caitlin and what the players and the collective bargaining agreement are negotiating, folks, I'm wondering if it's the best fit for the top players of the WNBA. CBA agreements, the collective bargaining agreement is coming up. They're going to have an intense meeting for All-Star Weekend. And I wanted to bring this up for Caitlin Clark and the Larry Bird rights rule. And we'll start from a revenue perspective as Caitlin leads the league in revenue. Where am I going with this? It wouldn't make sense to have a contract for Caitlin Clark.
To believe it, you have to see it. Let's go back in time. The interview was meant to be a standard one. Clark has just assumed command of the Indiana. With 28 points, 10 assists, and a dagger three-pointer that sent the home crowd into a frenzy, Fever pulled off a gutsy comeback victory. After the game, the interviewer complimented her leadership and inquired about her rapport with teammates. And everything appeared to be going as usual until the audience began to yell louder than it had all night. Larry came out of the tunnel. Bird, the myth, the legendary man from Indiana whose name is ingrained in basketball history. Focusing on Caitlin Clark while making a direct approach to the broadcast table, she didn't notice at first. As always, she was cordial, grinning, and responding to inquiries. However, the interviewer cut off mid-sentence. The audience was standing, and the cameras panned widely. Caitlin turned to face him. She froze. No, not out of fear. Amazed. A man who never makes public appearances, Larry Bird was approaching her directly. The atmosphere shifted. Everybody sensed it. The events that followed weren't planned or practiced. It was unprocessed. It was genuine. Larry approached. Removed the microphone gently from Clark's grasp. And turned to face the camera. We'll discuss what he said next. Roughly for years. I've been watching for a long time, he added in a deep, composed voice. Additionally, I've never seen anything like this. She is authentic, and I'm not going to back down from the toughest player I've seen since the 1980s. And remain mute as others attempt to undermine her. Gasping after a moment of complete silence, the audience erupted. Bird wasn't merely praising her performance. He was making a warning, a defense, and a statement. He was entering the flames. Not for himself, but for Caitlin Clark, the rookie who continued to show up despite being jeered, hacked, questioned, and written off. Never giving up, game after game. Clark's response, her face was hidden. She gave a headshake, her mouth trembled. Then Caitlin Clark started crying for the first time on live television, not because she was overburdened, not because she was weak, but because she had just been passed the torch by someone who defined Indiana basketball and understands the weight of excellence. Bird wasn't finished. He remarked, she certainly deserves respect, but she doesn't need protection. If you are unable to provide her with it, you're not watching the game, then you're witnessing an increase in your own fears without any corporate spin or softening. Just vintage language. Larry Bird returned the microphone in a direct and spontaneous manner. She wiped her eyes at Clark, and the interviewer, surprised, just moved aside. At that time, without. The old and the modern collided in a way that felt bigger than basketball because they lacked a marketing pitch, a logo, and a script. The truth is that Caitlin Clark has experienced more pressure than any rookie in WNBA history. As soon as she set foot on Every move she made on the court was scrutinized, every comment was repeated, every foul she committed was disregarded, and every foul she committed made headlines. While being pulled through the chaos of the league's past, she came to represent the league's future nevertheless. She never broke. Larry Bird noticed that. He also appreciated it. In contrast to many in the media, Bird understands what it's like to be despised for being exceptional. To use jumpers to quiet crowds and enter unfriendly arenas. To have every word you say distorted. Your self-assurance was misinterpreted as conceit. He saw more than just a star in Caitlyn. He perceived a spirit of kinship. A basketball soul that refuses to play the game correctly in order to appease others, speaks her opinion, and plays to win. Bird's public endorsement was calculated rather than merely sentimental, because this was more than a gesture of respect. It was a move of power. In a time when a lot of athletes are controlled, screened, and cleaned, being genuine has made Clark stand out. She is now a target because of her genuineness. Some have referred to her as overrated, accused of being too arrogant, too white, too affluent, or too loud, depending on who is speaking, and informed that she is stealing the show. However, Bird, none of that matters to him. Hoopers are important to him. Caitlyn Clark is also a hooper. Bird's message was unambiguous. She is a part of it. She is among us. You don't understand it if you don't see it. Following the segment, social media took off. In a matter of minutes, Larry and Caitlyn were popular. NBA players from the past spoke up. Legends expressed their support via tweets. One post said, "Bird doesn't speak for clout. She is the truth." If that is what he said. One more. The WNBA is expanding at this time. Even those who had previously attacked Clark hesitated, because you have to stop talking and pay attention when Larry Legend talks. The league reacted nearly right away. The WNBA shared a complete footage of the event on all platforms in a matter of hours. No edits or trims. It had received more than 20 million views by morning. Sponsors got in touch. Fever sold out of the following 5. Nike revealed an exclusive Legend X Rookie crossover campaign for home games. An exclusive shirt featuring. In just 4 minutes, Bird's signature and Clark's number was sold out online. However, more crucially, the tone shifted. Sniping by pundits ceased. Nitpicking by analysts ceased. Even Clark's most critical detractors. Bird had made it unfashionable to despise her, so it softened. There was no need for Caitlyn Clark to clap back for her. Larry Bird did it. And the weight of decades was in his words, because this was a moment of truth rather than merely a sound bite. A statement, a change in direction. Bird responded, "Let the kid play," expressing what millions of people were thinking. Stop acting like excellence is a crime and allow her to flourish. Clark's appearance changed for the remainder of the game. Lighter, freer, her smile came back, and she played with fire and joy, dropping 14 points in the fourth quarter alone. When reporters asked her about Bird's surprise in the locker room, she responded, "I didn't expect it," in a trembling voice. However, if Larry Bird believes I fit in, I'll stop questioning if I'm deserving of a tattoo. Not only is Caitlyn Clark shattering records that she is shattering barriers, she is requesting justice, not preferential treatment. And at last, she received what she deserved from someone with the gravity to stop the world and pay attention. Reverence. That moment wasn't scripted by Bird. However, it will be remembered as one of the most potent cross-generational handoffs in sports history, because Larry Bird wasn't only standing up for a young athlete, Larry Bird was standing up for the game's future. What about Caitlyn Clark? She's using both hands to carry it forward. If you think legends exist, acknowledging legends, please hit the like button and remember to subscribe if you value the unadulterated power of truth. Get a dime. In the next one, we'll see you.